what is going on? Like, I feel like we're in an apocalypse. Hey everyone, and welcome to another vlog. This one's gonna be a little bit different, not too different, just a little different than the average vlog. I don't even know, like, when you're seeing this, like after it's edited and all that kind of fun stuff, but welcome to the coronavirus edition vlog. Wow, I feel like I'm so Ronan right now because he said, welcome to the coronavirus Instagram live. Wow, do I need to insert that clip? I might.
Welcome to the coronavirus Instagram live.
Okay, I inserted it. I had to. It's kind of like the fangirl in me because I didn't know I'm obsessed with 911 Lone Star right now, and I know it just had its finale, but I'm still feeling the feels and I cannot cry today. I cannot be a fangirl right now. We need to be serious. Okay, so like I said, welcome to the coronavirus vlog. I feel like I'm gonna try my best to get this up today. If not, it'll go up tomorrow. We'll kind of see how the day goes and stuff like that. But I honestly don't even know how long I'm going to talk for in the beginning, but I basically did start off this vlog by just starting off by talking. So the coronavirus, yeah, this is affecting everyone throughout the world right now. I know a lot of people are having their lives changed because of this virus, whether if you got the virus, whether if you don't, whether if your school is canceling classes and going online. Yeah, everyone is dealing with it and right now, and it's hard. And I kind of want to talk about my thoughts, like how my feelings with it have been and just my experience and stuff like that. Yeah, that's kind of what I had planned to do, like right now and today and stuff like that for this vlog. Now, if this is gonna offend you, if you don't like this topic, anything in the sorts of that, just don't watch it. You know, I have so many other vlogs that are different than this, that aren't this, and I also have a main channel I have that you can check out. You can even go to my Instagram and watch my IGTVs. Like, I have so much other content you can watch. This isn't for you. Just don't watch it because I'm just talking about my feelings, my experiences, what I feel. This is me. This is my opinions, and I just want to get this out there. I feel like I said this on my Instagram story, which I do have a coronavirus highlight on my Instagram story. Is that kind of insane? Yeah, but might as well. I mean, I'm gonna use it for, obviously that's where my first reactions went, and I'm also gonna use it to obviously share information and stuff like that. I just feel like as a YouTuber, as an influencer, even if my channel is small, doesn't matter, any voice is a big voice. That's how I look at life. Any voice is important, and I feel like as a YouTuber, this is content I can't not create. I feel like not as clickbait and not as for views, but this is content I can't not talk about. I feel like it gives me an opportunity to talk about different things. And you may or may not know that I'm really into healthcare and I'm really into like medical type of stuff. I used to want to be a nurse. I watch a lot of medical dramas and stuff like that. And just even healthcare is so fascinating, and just this is crazy. But yeah, let's just get right into the video. I'm just gonna talk. I know I have been talking for the past 4 minutes or however long. I've edited this down, but let's just get into it. Okay, so I just first off want to say that the coronavirus has been around, I want to say, for a few months now, which, you know, if you've been watching the news or even if you're just through interactions through Twitter, at like literally anywhere, you would know that this, like, it's been around for just a few months. And when it first came out, I didn't really think much of it. It started in China, of course, and then it migrated its way to Italy and to a lot of other countries, and then to the US. Now, when I heard that it came to the US, I honestly didn't think much of it. I didn't think like it was a major deal. I was like, oh my God, like people get the flu, like it's pretty much just a flu. And this, honestly, the coronavirus starting out reminded me a lot of the swine flu. When the swine flu came out, out, like a lot of people freaked out about it. A lot of people got the swine flu, and it wasn't really a big deal. And eventually they made a shot for it. I remember getting the shot for it. I was in middle school, I want to say, when the swine flu came out. So I have vague memories of it. Not really. I knew people got swine flu, but it wasn't no big deal. And a lot of people died from the flu, and so I was like, oh, it's just like a flu, like no big deal. Not that it isn't a big deal, because obviously if you get an illness like the flu, you don't want to get that. But like I was like, oh, it's fine, everything's going to be okay. And then the cases started coming to New York. And if you don't know, I do live in New York, but I live in northern New York, I guess you could say. I kind of live in the middle of the state, like right dab in the middle of New York. So there aren't any confirmed cases up here. Not to say there aren't cases up here and stuff, but the cases that have come out as of today's date, and by the way, I am filming this on the 16th. So when the first cases came to New York, I was like, oh, it's in New York City, no big deal. That's like 6 hours from where I live. Like, no big deal. Like, obviously it's terrible that there are these cases in my state, but like, honestly, I wasn't like freaked out and stuff. Like, I remember going to classes and people would be talking about it. I'm like, it's just like the swine flu. It's no big deal. We got this. I was very optimistic. I never really thought about it. I never really thought about it like being a big deal. And this was over weeks. People would talk in classes every day. They'd be like, oh my God, that coronavirus is freaky. Oh my God, like what's gonna happen? And literally, and people just freaked out. They were like, I'm like, it's gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. Swine flu is worse. Like literally, we got through the swine flu. We can get through this and stuff. And then that was weeks ago. This was weeks and weeks of hearing about these things and stuff. And then last Wednesday, things changed. Actually, so last week was probably the craziest week of my life because of all this. So Tuesday night, I remember checking my email, which I have my school email on my phone just because I don't ever want to miss like messages if I need from professors. I just like to see everything like up to date normally and stuff. And so I have it on my phone. So I got an email Tuesday night. I don't remember exactly what it said, but it said that the college would be sending further emails regarding the coronavirus and what the college was going to do about it. So I was like, okay, that's like, I kind of expected it coming because I believe we talked about it a little bit on Monday in class and stuff like that, but not really much. And I remember on Monday of that week, I remember my professor, for my adolescent literature teacher telling us, she said, if you're sick, please don't come to class. It's okay. Don't ever feel guilty for missing class because you're sick. And the way my college works is we get 3 free absences. So you can miss class for whatever reason that you may need to miss class up to 3 times without it affecting your grade. And then after that, and also lates count into that and stuff like that. And then after that, like it affects your grade basically. So she was like, don't ever feel guilty. You don't have to email me if you miss class. If you miss class, don't ever feel bad. And so I didn't really think much of it when she said that. And this was before the college even was like, okay, you might be getting emails about the coronavirus and stuff. Then Tuesday they send out that vague email I just mentioned, like we'll give you an update and stuff, and it was kind of vague what they were going with that. Then Wednesday I went to my first class at 9-10 in the morning. It was average. It was just your typical day. It didn't feel different. I walked across campus to get a bagel, which is what I always do in between classes, just so I can eat something throughout the day, and I'll work on my homework, which I did. And on Wednesday I had a paper due, so I wanted to make sure that it was all good to go and submitted it and stuff like that. And I submitted it later in the day, but that's besides the point. Then I went to my second class of the day, which is another one of my English classes that's kind of like an elective. It's like a 400 level elective for my major, which I'm an English major, if you didn't know. Hey, hi, that's me. And so I went to that class and people were talking about it there. And there wasn't really much information. It was kind of like, people were kind of curious, like, what would you do if you were in a dorm and they closed down? Like, what are you supposed to do about food and stuff like that and that kind of stuff. And I live in an off-campus apartment, but it is part of the college, like the college owns it. So if they close down the dorms, I technically would have to get out. I mean, if you have to stay, you have to stay. So you have have to just fill out the paperwork online that you would need to, but it's no big deal. I also don't live far from my house. I only live 45 minutes away from my house, so me coming home isn't bad. Like, it's not hard compared to like if I live 7 hours away. That's besides the point. But I remember on Wednesday in that class, my English class that I just mentioned, my teacher was like, oh my god, everyone's quiet today, like why are you guys so quiet? Or she was just like trying to make conversation, and she's like, are you guys nervous? And I was like, and I feel like I had this professor last semester as well, so I feel like I developed like a professional, I guess, relationship with her. Like, I feel like if I needed to come to her with a problem, or if I needed to come to her for anything, I feel like I could talk to her about anything. So I was like, I'm really not worried at all about getting the disease, the illness, the coronavirus. But what does worry me is the fact that classes could be canceled or put online or whatever. I don't even remember what I said because this was like a week ago, and honestly half of this I've like drained out of my brain, and like it just freaks me out. And she's like, yeah, I get that, like I'm such a planner that it kind of is concerning not knowing and stuff like that. And the whole thing is, we were doing group work in that class, and somebody was giving presentations, so she was sitting with us, and I was in the teachers group with other students, and she was like, you guys do know that if they do close down, or if we do go online, that you're gonna have to bring all your books home. And I said, yeah, it kind of freaks me out. Like, I just didn't want it to come to that. So then I go throughout my day, and this class ends at 1:30, so my next class is at 3:05, so I have like an hour and a half until my next class. So I usually just sit in that area, in an area that's by that classroom. In this building, they have like a seating area where you can do homework, and then they also have a seating area inside where you can get food and snacks and stuff like that. Most of the stuff is in coolers, so you can kind of go in there and get stuff. And I remember the ladies that were like older that worked in there were freaked about the coronavirus this whole time, which is understandable. They are older, they would be freaked out, but I just didn't think much of it. I didn't. And then somebody from my class, she would like sometimes come before class, and we'd kind of sit together and like talk, do homework, whatever. And so she came and we were talking about it, and then all of a sudden, I think it was maybe like a half an hour before class started, a dude came like running in to like where the seating area is, and he was like yelling. He was like, the governor just said that all SUNYs are going online for the rest of the semester. So this increases a panic throughout a lot of like people that are in class that are just sitting in this seating area. It creates a panic. It's just like, huh? What? Are you serious? So I kind of freak out. I kind of freak out a little bit, and I think everyone in that area pretty much freaked out a little bit. I mean, why not? So there's like no information. Our college has been sending emails, and there's really no information. It's kind of just like increasing a panic because you don't know anything, and it's kind of freaky. So I'm just like in my head freaking out. My anxiety, like my heart, I can feel it. Like I can feel it. It's just like, I'm just like, oh my god, like what is going on? I literally feel like the world is like ending. I don't even know. Like, I was just panicking at this point. So I go on to a news type site. They update things pretty quick, and the governor at this point, I guess, was giving a like press conference speech, something like that. And so I went on and onto this website for like the area. It's like a news site, like I said, and I went on and I was like, okay, like what is going on? So I Google it, and it pops up, and it says lists all the SUNY schools, which I go to a SUNY school, that are going online. It said for the rest of the semester and stuff. So at the point I was like, okay, so all my classes that are participation, discussion based, in person, talk to people type classes are going to be online. What? I'm being robbed in my last semester as a senior. Like, what? So I'm just like panicking about that because I'm just like, oh my god. But it really hasn't hit me yet. I'm just so much in shock. I'm just like, what is going on? Like, what? And so girl I'm sitting with, she's calling all these colleges that she knows people go to, and they're not picking up. It's like, yeah, because like they're finding out this news just as soon as we are, and calling people and panicking is not always the best scenario. I mean, you do you, boo, but everyone's just calling whoever and being like, oh my god, like what the school's not saying anything, and which is understandable. The school is just getting this information. Well, I've heard the governor talks to the presidents of the colleges, all the colleges and SUNYs and stuff. So they have that conversation, but it takes them a while to get the info out. But there's this panic because you don't know. And I remember walking around with this girl and being like, what is going on? Like, I feel like we're in an apocalypse. Like, I feel like this is like a zombie apocalypse and the world is crumbling, the world is ending. Like, what is going on? What is happening? Like, I felt like this was, like I said, I felt like it was an apocalypse. I also felt like it was a huge ass joke where like somebody's gonna come out and be like, psych, this is all a joke. No, this isn't real. You've been punked. But like, this was real. It felt like an apocalypse, and it felt like my world was crumbling. Like, that might be dramatic, but I think a lot of college students, especially if you're a last semester senior, you get that. Like, it was just like, wow, I'm being robbed of being with these awesome professors for the last time because I love 2 of my professors. I'm being robbed of having this. And we were just about to go on spring break. I'm on spring break right now, but it honestly doesn't even feel like it. Like, I'm not doing any work, but it doesn't feel like it. I mean, I've been trying to relax, but it doesn't feel like super relaxed. You know what I mean? And then I go to my class and stuff, and we got there like a half an hour early because like we just did. And we were talking as students like, oh my God, what's going on? And no person will walk in and it'd be a freak out all over again. But everyone's freaking out. Everyone's just sitting there. And when my teacher gets there, she hadn't checked her phone and stuff like that. And then she checked it and she was like, oh. And it was supposed to be a fun, like, class. We were supposed to do, like, you know, fun stuff. We were supposed to have discussions about the book we had been reading. And we were just supposed to have, like, a real class. And she had to, like, basically console us and, like, be like, you know, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be fine. We're gonna find out more from the college. We're gonna find out what the plan is. It'll be fine. And stuff like that. It'll be different, but it will be fine. And she was kind of like asking us what our worries were. And in this moment when I talked, I was like, my voice cracked. I was just like, I'm not worried about the virus. I'm more worried about these classes going online. It's just weird. And I just don't know how to feel about it. And she was like, oh, that's understandable. And we kind of talked, and then we went to talk about our book, where we talked about, it was hard to talk about a book with such a serious issue when this was going on in our lives and stuff. It was hard, and it was a weird class. Not many people showed up because of this news. I mean, and then also like a lot of people were trying to go home because it's like before a break and stuff like that. So that kind of played into it, but it was just like weird. Like, it was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to feel. I don't know what to do. And then I went home after that class. That class I think gets out at 4:15. So by the time I get home, which my school home, it's like 4:30 I think usually and stuff. And then we kind of got like a generic email I think in class, like they were gonna figure out what to do. But ultimately they first emailed and said classes were gonna go to distance learning for the rest of the semester, which I think is a lot of colleges are doing. I know some colleges, they told their students to just pack up your stuff and leave, but my school said, I don't have the email right in front of me, but my school basically sent like 10 different emails and stuff like that. And throughout the days up to Friday, we got tons of emails, and you can go on their website and see the updates. I think what came from the CDC or something like that, but their updates and stuff like that. Already at this point, a lot of study abroad programs were canceled. Even like trips to like New York City, which is understandable. That's where the illness is bad, were canceled. And then, so basically, ultimately, the school told us in the end of all this that the email saying that we should bring home all our textbooks, all our books, everything we need being home, everything we need for classes, textbooks and stuff, any things you absolutely need, like medications, that kind of stuff, and to bring everything that's necessity home and stuff like that. And next week would be our spring break. The teachers get the week after to kind of figure out their plans. So technically our spring break is extended. And then the 30th, we will start our distance learning. And for some classes, that really robs the educational experience for it, which is why I was so upset. I remember calling my mom Wednesday night crying, being like, I'm never gonna see my teachers again. I'm never gonna get to learn like that again. Like, I felt robbed, which I know in the grand scheme of things, like, it's not as bad as getting the illness. I understand that, but like, this is my last semester of college, like, ever. I've worked hard, I've done a lot, and I've been in school a long time. I want my last semester. It's really digging in that this is my last semester, and I don't love being at college. I'd rather be at home and stuff like that. Like, I'd rather live at home. So for me to be sad was actually like nice. I don't want to be sad, obviously, but like, it's showing how much this last semester, this college experience means to me, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So ultimately, like I said, my school said that we'll have our spring break, and then after that, the teachers get a week to decide what they're gonna do with their plans, and then the 30th we start this distance learning. And then they were saying that we can move back to campus, I think the 11th, and then 13th we will likely start classes back up again. So it seemed like they were trying to do a quarantine period, because the illness, I heard, only stays in your body for like 12 days or something like that. This is just what I've heard. I am not a doctor, I'm not a nurse, I'm not any medical professional. I don't really know, but that is just what I've heard. So as of right now, they're saying we could be back in classes, like real classes, by the 13th and stuff, but that only gives us a few weeks left. And also the final schedule is kind of weird, because they're saying that they're eliminating the final schedule. And honestly, it hasn't been confirmed if there's gonna be commencement or not, so I could possibly not even get a graduation, which I don't think that's where my school is going, but we'll kind of see. Honestly, this will change on the daily, because there will be updates through my college, and I'll definitely keep you up to date, because I feel like I just should. And I feel like that's just something I would want to share, is this being my experience. This definitely hurt me. It was definitely hurtful having to get this news, but obviously it's for the best. It's obviously like, you don't know who has it, and nobody in my college town had it. Nobody in my hometown has it that we know of, because there could be unconfirmed cases and stuff like that. And also, fun fact about my school, we also had a small mumps outbreak semester at the college. Like, it would suck to be an education major, because literally they haven't even done placement because of all this. It really sucks for them, and I feel for them. And yeah, that was pretty much my experience with it. It was hard hearing all this, and it's hard having my classes basically be robbed, because one of my classes actually pretty much the same class, just different topic from last semester, and it was such a great class. And we just did a lot of, like, we got to teach our own lessons, and we got to do a lot of stuff. And I still hope we do go back to school. I know some people are like, oh my god, I'm so happy I get to go home, but I'm just like, no, I would rather be back at college, just for these classes, just for the educational part. But I think the most important part, and the part I've realized, is it's all gonna be okay. And for me, having anxiety, it's hard. It was especially hard to starting out, but I've kind of eased with it. The most important part is for my health to be good and to stay healthy. And one of my professors is like, you know, classes gonna be a lot different. I'm really gonna adjust the expectations. Like, I'm gonna be very lenient. I understand if you submit work late, and she is awesome, and I really, really like her. She really just shows that, like, she cares about every student individually and just her students as a whole. And she shows that, like, you know, your health is the major priority, mental, physical, whatever it may be. That is a major priority. If you don't get things done by the due date, it's okay. You won't be punished for something that was out of your control. And I just really appreciate that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm really hoping to be back in classes the 13th. I would hate if my semester was just like taken, like if everything was online. I already have one on class. Now I'm gonna have pretty much 4, which sucks. And I'm thinking some of my classes we might have Skypes, so I'm at least accepting and taking into account that there will be some personal aspects with classes. It won't all be raw. I don't know how to explain it, but I've also been talking for a half an hour now, so I need to kind of shut up. But that's kind of how I'm feeling with it all and how I'm doing with it all. I just want to say, for anyone that's in the same boat as me, whether if you're a senior or whether if you feel like your semester was robbed, we can get through this. We'll all get through this. As a country, whoever's dealing with whatever we're dealing with, we will get through this and stuff. Everything will be okay, and it's okay. And yeah, so now on to the vlog. I'll insert some vlog footage I took. I didn't take much footage, let's be real. I'm also dealing with other stuff on top of this craziness and stuff, but stay safe everyone and enjoy the clips. I honestly think this talking clip was very long, so don't know how much more I'll vlog, but we'll see. I'm probably gonna edit this right away just because I need to get it out there. Thanks for listening. So I didn't plan packing this much, but essentially like a month. 1, that's hardly a bag. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bags, I think. I mean, it could be worse. Cooper. Such a babe. Okay, so this vlog is long enough because I chatted for way too long, but all the thoughts that I did say I had to get out, so there's that. But I hope you enjoyed this vlog. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and comment down below. And stay safe, everyone. Stay healthy. We got this. Yeah, subscribe because I'm going to definitely be doing more vlogs and stuff while I'm here for this month. Could honestly be longer, but I'm super excited to bring you more vlogging content. And yeah, I'm feeling how I'm looking in this light, but subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell, follow me on my socials, I'll put them right there, and I will see you in my next vlog. Bye.